Boom, there we are. We are live. Hey, so we got a special treat for you today. Board Wrestling Live, spectators, viewers, appreciate all your love. But we're live with one of our nation's top wrestlers, Jack Mueller from the University of Virginia. He was an NCAA runner-up, three-time All-American, four-time qualifier, ACC champ, under 23 world team member, four-time national prep champ, freestyle junior cadet national champ, 85-14 in his career at UVA. His senior year, he went 13-1. So obviously he's kicking ass in life, and he's here with us, and pretty dope. If you notice, he's walking through New York City. What's up, Jack?
Nothing much. Just walking around, trying to get some active recovery in. Don't want to be sitting around all day on a day off, So just trying to burn some calories, move around.
Man,
But
totally.
life's good.
Yeah, look at that. The city that never sleeps, huh?
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, man, pretty dope. Man, so first things first, the elephant in the room obviously has been this COVID. How has it affected your off season?
Well, it was hard. It was hard to train for a little bit. Just, motivation-wise, getting my career cut short, not getting another chance at the title. That sucked. So for 2 months, I was kind of, I wouldn't say down on myself, but it was hard to look for the next thing, with all the trials getting canceled and that sort of thing. And then I got that match with RBY, and I found like a newfound motivation, and started training really hard in early July, and haven't really stopped since. Really enjoying life, really trying to kill it, going pretty much 2 a day every day, and recovering as much as I can, trying not to sit around, trying to be moving.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. And I know you mentioned having your season cut short. Man, talk a little bit about that. Obviously, it sucks when you're a senior and at the level you were at, you really wanted to get that rematch, I'm sure, with Spencer, and see if you could take it back to him and get a win under your belt. But you said to your coaches, everybody was kind of touching your shoulder, worried about you, and you said, you know what? And I quote, can't focus on something I can't control, so I need to move forward. So well said, but talk about that time.
Yeah, no, exactly. You got to control what you can control. I think Boo Llewellyn put it out in a tweet. He said when all the football teams started canceling their season, it's not looking good for wrestling right now. Just got to keep focusing on what you can do, and so just like they're training now, whatever. But when my season got canceled, yeah, my teammates were around me, cared for me. We were a family, we are a family. I've already had a few guys come up and hang out with me, just plugging into their lives, trying to like talk every day on the phone with one of them, I don't want to lose those ties. And so whenever the season got canceled, it sucked for sure, but wrestling's just wrestling. I know who I am, and I think that makes it easier, makes it more fun, not defined by the sport. But I definitely wanted that rematch. I crave competition, crave winning, So, I mean, I'm just happy that I had the experience, I got to wrestle on the stage. I got to wrestle with my best friends. I got to make best friends on this team, I got so many great opportunities. Got to wrestle in Romania. Got to wrestle in Madison Square Garden. All these opportunities that I got were freaking crazy, and no one really gets these. And man, I'm just so grateful for my college experience. NCAAs or not.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. And talk about your college career. You chose Virginia. You were a four-time national prep champ, four-time state prep champ, amongst a whole bunch of other shit going into college. And you chose Virginia. First of all, what made Virginia the place for you? And then tell us some cool, crazy Garland stories and wrestling for him.
uh, Yeah, so pretty much 2 words, Steve Garland. That's the reason why I chose Virginia. I think he's one of the most down-to-earth dudes on the planet. And he'd run through a wall just as much as I'd run through a wall for him. So, you know, his sacrifice was just as much as like mine, you know. It's a two-way street, great relationship. I think he's one of the best dudes on the planet. You know, he's right now he's given up some of his paycheck so for the COVID thing, you know. Like he's just one of those guys that sacrifices so much for the sport that he loves, for the team that he loves. And how do you not want to wrestle for a guy like that? That's always going to tell you the truth up front. Man, he's just one of the best people I've ever met. And you know, I made the right choice in choosing a coach, choosing a mentor in Steve Garland, someone that I can look up to for life. You know, someone that's not going to give up on me ever. If I'm ever down, I know that I have Steve Garland in my corner, in my life corner. You know, that's why I chose Virginia. Everything else came second because I knew when I was. It's a job, you know. You're on scholarship. You're getting paid to wrestle, pretty much, you know. And,
Yeah, I mean, I had him on the show, man, and he was just jacked, man. He was just bringing it, and you could feel his energy and feel his love, and man, it was really cool talking to him from a kid that grew up in a small town upstate New York to what he's become now and what he's given back to wrestling is just so cool. I know you had mentioned to me, I was absolutely honored to be on the HMA show with you.
yeah, that's fun.
It was super cool, man. I couldn't believe that I was on the show with you. And but you had mentioned, you had told a funny story about, I think you didn't want to wrestle or something, and Garland was kind of up your ass, like making sure you're going to do it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that was rough. I had to lose 12 pounds in a night because it was scratch. It was brutal. Yeah, we got out of the car. I stared at him. He stared at me. And we were waiting for one of us to break, and neither of us did. So I got out, slammed the door, and made the weight, but lost the match. My diet was something that we always kind of struggled with, especially at the beginning. It got a lot better near the end. We were in preseason going into first year. And so we were sore, broke, and just like feeling terrible. And we're all like, hey, let's go have a great meal, get some sushi as a team. And I was like, okay, let's do it. I hate sushi personally. I don't like it. I think it's weird, cold. I'm not a fan. So there's a Five Guys right next to the sushi place. And I'm like, Five Guys, let's go. Burger. I'm a Texas boy. Let's get it. And so I get this, you know how they get have you ever had Five Guys?
Yes.
So you know how when they put in the brown bag, all the grease and the disgusting stuff like seeps through and you can like see it? So I have this disgusting bag of this like not good nutrition. And I walk up and my heart drops because I see Garland looking at me. Everyone's there. I didn't know Garland was going to be there. His mouth is open, full of food. He's like this. And I'm like, I thought I was hot shit because, I mean, I won Fargo twice, all these things, ranked number 1, number 2 in the country in high school. And dude, oh man, I've never seen someone so disappointed in my life. It was like a week into college. And he goes, when he gets really mad at you, he goes, son, like that. Like that's how he sounds. He goes, son, you might as well sprinkle some drugs on some tree bark outside and eat that instead. You'll get just as much nutritional value from that as you are from the Five Guys. And I go, yes, coach. And like threw it in the trash.
And went on to, and then sat there with sashimi. Like, yeah, this sucks.
Yeah, I just sat there, just so disappointed in myself.
Man, hey, so thanks for telling us that. That's fun. It's fucking funny, man. So
Yeah.
Coach Lindsay Dahl down here, she's been on a big push, and she's been one of the people to really get Florida wrestling mentor, Florida girls wrestling sanctioned. But she just posted Hey, mad respect for repping the Wrestle Like a Girl singlet on Flow. Thank you.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I think it starts with the fans for sure. I think that the more the wrestlers give the respect to girls, the more the fans will give respect to girls, and then it'll be equal, and everyone will want to watch it. And then it just makes sense for guys like Flo and the other companies to pay him equally. And I mean, I'm just a fan of the sport, and no one should have to go through, like, I don't know, no one should have, like, everyone should be able to be paid to wrestle. And I mean, when I was younger, my dad used to say, Jack, don't get your hopes up on wrestling for the Olympics because there's no money in that. You can't live on it. And you know, companies like Flow build it up so much that people want to pay for it now. So like, I'm on a salary and I can live off of it. And you know, I just wanted to help with that for the girls, because I'm sure it's like how it was back when like Trent was wrestling. He said that he was living off of $1,000 a month with no like living expenses. So he's living $12,000 a year trying to wrestle.
Wow.
So I mean,
Definitely.
everyone should be able to attain their goals.
Yeah, and I saw where Rudis signed you, right? Is that correct?
Yeah. So I've had a really good relationship with Jesse Lang because he was the assistant coach at St. Paris Graham, and I almost went there actually, but I went to the Jordan camps from like middle school all the way through high school. Counseled some really good people out there, and so Jesse knew me, and I was like, hey, I really like your team. Y'all are awesome people. I'd love to represent. And they were like, yeah, we want you. So I reached out to them, and they like accepted me. It was cool experience for sure.
Nice. So I mean, that obviously has to help with your pocketbook, right?
Yeah.
For sure. Oh, cool, man. So, you know, obviously your senior year, man, you're 85-14. Your senior year, you're 13-1. But throughout college, you had a hell of a rival in Camacho, man. Talk about those matches. I mean, I think you beat him more than he beat you, but he got you in that last one.
We only wrestled twice. I wouldn't say he's a rival at all. I mean,
Oh, I thought I saw 3 times your year.
No, we wrestled twice. He's not a rival. He beat me once and I beat him once. I mean, yeah, definitely not. I think if anything, Sean Foz would be more of a rival. He beat me my freshman year. I beat him junior year. Joey
sure.
Dance.
My bad. I read it wrong then, so my bad. So
yeah,
sorry.
No, I just wrestled like crap, and he wrestled great.
Yeah.
He got the last one.
All right, well then, fuck Camacho. My bad. Sorry, Camacho. No hard feelings, but my bad. All right, so man, so now I know the road is the Olympics, right? That's the next dream. That's the next step. I know that you're training for the Olympics. I read where you're getting back in the room with your old high school coach. Now, is that back in Dallas?
No, I'm at New York City Regional Training Center with Kendall Cross. So Kendall Cross was my high school coach, and he's Olympic gold in '96. And I've had a great relationship with Kendall since I was like 6 years old. So he's a head coach here, and then I just followed him up.
Nice, man. That's awesome. What's it mean to get back in the room with him? And then from what I understand, you're working hard with Seabass and RBY too. So that whole crew in the New York Regional Training Center, and then making the transition. I was reading where you're like 100% focused on freestyle now.
Yeah. Because I mean, folk style's done. Yeah, so I just reached out to Sebastian a while ago and was like, "Hey, man, we'd love to train," and he said, "Yeah, that'd be awesome. Let's do it." And then I saw that he was with RBY. I was like, "Hey, can I drive down?" And he was like, "Yeah, do it." And so just drove down, trained with him for a couple of days, and he's only like an hour away. So hopefully I can maintain that relationship with him, RBY, New Jersey Regional Training Center, and try and train with him as much as possible. But yeah, New York City's awesome. I think Kendall's just got more knowledge than anyone in this sport, and it's been really helpful.
That's odd. Are you and RBY going to do like Rocky and Apollo Creed, like gang, gang, and get a rematch behind the doors?
I don't know. Maybe.
So, what are you doing now? Walking through the park?
Yeah, we stumbled across Central Park Zoo, so we're in here now.
Nice, man. And isn't the regional training center real close to there?
Yeah, so it's actually in Jersey City, Hoboken, so across the river. But the regional training center is with Columbia, so a couple times a week I'll come out to Columbia and train when they start opening up, because they're pushed back to all the Ivies are pushed back to January no matter what, already.
Yeah, I mean, I had seen, I had read something about some schools now asking kids to move off campus and things like that. And man, that's got to be tough for these kids 2 weeks before school starts, being told you got to find alternate place to live. And I just, not the anxiety that a young college kid needs to deal with, but I mean, it's what we live in today, unfortunately.
Yeah, for sure.
So man, so the New York Regional Training Center, doing it there. So now you're full time there, 5 days a week. You go back and forth between there and Jersey.
Yeah, I'm actually not in the city at all right now because Columbia hasn't opened up the room. So just over in Jersey, trying to train as much as possible.
Yeah, man. So talk about your most memorable moments on the mat.
I don't know. There's so many, right? Like there's so many that stick out to me. I think winning my first prep national title was amazing. I won 15-13 in overtime. It's a crazy match. That was one of the highlights. Beating Joey Dance in the quarterfinals at NCAA's was huge. I just felt on top of the world. My phone actually broke from how many texts and tweets and Instagrams I got. Like it just stopped working. I had to get a new phone after the tournament. But yeah, it was great. Beating Sebastian was up there. But like that match, it was just kind of like I was in control. So it wasn't like the win in overtime that cemented my All-American status freshman year. Having my name called out in Worlds while I was walking out to the mat, U23s, was just freaking unreal experience. There's just so many things. First win at Mim Gym, home duel. Last win at Mim Gym, home duel. Anytime we were home, it was just fantastic. When we wrestled in the basketball stadium, had 4,000 people there.
Wow, that's awesome.
That was really cool against Virginia Tech, and then it comes down to the last match. A couple guys change their mindset. They win. We win the duel against number 7 team in the country. That would have been sweet.
What has wrestling meant for you in your life? Where would you be without wrestling?
I would be the same person. I genuinely believe so. I think it's definitely helped. It's just something that I can use as a vessel to show myself. But I'm first and foremost a follower of Christ. And I think my mindset would have been pretty similar. Just I've always been driven, whether it's school, lifestyle, whatever. Man, I think wrestling has given me a gateway to just meet some amazing people, have some awesome opportunities, and share my story with the world. And I'm so grateful for every opportunity that I've been given, but I don't know how much different I'd be. I think that my personality was shaped through it. Maybe there were some moments that were really tough. We would have preseasons whenever I was in youth. Kenny Monday was my coach, Olympic gold, Olympic silver. And, we'd run 3 miles. I was like 5-6 years old, running 3 miles, then running stairs, then running sprints, all in the same workout. It was like a 3-hour practice. And, that right there, stuff like that definitely makes me tougher. So I think I take that back. I think it's definitely changed me. it just made me, I don't know. I don't know what exactly it's done, but it's definitely,
Well, it's definitely well, it's worked out okay for you so far, so that's awesome.
yeah.
Uh, man, so I had something on my mind I was going to ask you. Shit, I can't remember. That's because I'm getting old. Look, my gray hair is coming up.
God, you're good.
Uh, you were talking about shaping your life. Well, whatever. I fucking forgot what I was going to ask you, but that's okay. So, so I was talking to one of your boys, and they said that your runs in the morning are very interesting.
Yeah, yeah. So when I was done training for a little bit and then I started getting back into it, I was like running a lot and freaking, I'd run 3 miles and I'd just run a mile and a half out, have it like marked, whatever, and then turn around and run back. Freaking, I'd get a mile and a half out and it would be like clockwork. I'd have to go to the restroom and I'm like running with one of my buddies. I'm like, dude, I'm about to poop my pants. Like looking at him and he's like, what? And I'm like, I'm about to go. And he's like, no, you can make it. You can make it. And we were like at the beach. And like after NCAA's got canceled, me and my entire starting lineup, we like rented a house and stayed out there for 2 weeks. And we were running and stuff. Freaking, we're like, I'm wobbling there. I'm like galloping, doing anything I can to like stay clenched and just run as fast as I can and like make it into this Harris teeter. And dude, it was like so many scares like that. It happened like 3 or 4 times where I was like a mile and a half out and just have a scare. It was terrible, but I'm out of the habit now. We're all good. Morning runs are back, baby. We're good.
No squatting behind the tree.
I will not do that. I will make it every time. Mental toughness for sure.
Hey,
it's just
being a kid coming out of high school to college, you had done just about everything there was to do. What's one thing that you would tell kids at your level transitioning to college to be ready for, be prepared for?
for college or
Yeah,
like,
so being a high level high school athlete, I think a lot of people transition to college thinking they're just going to walk into the room and still be who they are. How can they prepare themselves to realize that that's not the case?
I don't know. I think it is the case. I think you can truly come from high school. I mean, I never redshirted and I was an All-American my freshman year. I mean, never held back. I think that you can go out and you can do just as well as you did in high school in college. I think that you should have confidence in yourself and go and believe that you can do it. Because why not? Why not you? Why not go out there and All-American your first year? Just the only thing I would say is don't lose yourself in it. My first year, man, I was depressed. I was working harder than anyone in the room outside of maybe George DiCamillo. But I gave my life and soul to this sport for that year, and I didn't know who I was, and I got injured in the quarterfinals match and then tried to wrestle in the semis and couldn't move and lost. And I was like, well, this sucks. Like, I don't want to be here. And so I injury defaulted out. And I regret that every day because, like, why not have that like opportunity to wrestle on Saturday, even if I go out and get smashed because I can't move? Who cares? Who cares? So I just say, like, don't define yourself in wrestling, because I don't think it will provide for you. It'll let you down. I learned firsthand. It was my idol. I thought it was everything, and it let me down. And so now it's just something that I love, but it'll never take my heart again. It won't take my mind again. And I'm just going to enjoy the sport for what it is. It's a sport.
And how important was it to use it to get your education?
Oh, huge. I mean, UVA is great education school. And now I have a degree from there. And without wrestling, probably wouldn't have gotten in. Huge. Definitely look at places that are going to improve your life. You can't wrestle forever. Can't do it forever. So Why not have a degree from a great school? Go to an Ivy, go to a UVA, UNC, Michigan. I was almost going to say Stanford, but sadly, they're gone. You know, all these, there's so many great schools they're having great wrestling. Cornell, Princeton, Columbia, all these schools that are starting to rise from the Ivies, from the ACC. I mean, definitely look at like a Pittsburgh great school, you know, stuff like that. So why not use your wrestling to get education?
Yeah, and it's good that you said that because you know a lot of there are a lot of kids that aren't told, hey, you can prepare for the next level and you can be successful your first year or whatever. You hear a lot of kids walking in and not being strong enough, not being big enough, not being fast enough, even though they were in high school. But to hear someone at your level say, hey man, you can do it, forget all that shit, just get your mind right and you can walk in the room. And that's great motivation. And then of course, listening to you speak on the importance of the education is incredible because now where you were wrestling for your life essentially because that's what was getting you through it, getting your career. Now you have a career. Now you have gotten to a level. Now wrestling is your passion, and but you have a career that you can fall back on. You have a way to make your money, make a living, and now you can still. When he says it's not his life anymore, he doesn't mean that it's not his life as far as like it's not his love and passion anymore. He's just saying that he can wake up and go do 8 hours there, but also wake up and not do it if he doesn't want to. But he's still working hard. It's still his love. He still puts 100% into it, and he's striving to be the best. Still, it's just in a different mindset. Correct?
Yeah, absolutely. A couple things. I mean, if you don't make it, I mean, if it's not like the first day and you're not smoking everyone, don't put your head down and be like, man, like Jack said, I could do it, whatever, you know, like keep your head down, work hard, you know, like why not you? If it's 1 year after, if it's 2 years after, some people don't hit their stride until a little later. That's fine. But I'm just saying that you can work super hard in high school and be just as good in college. So you got to believe it. And believe that the work you put in is what you're going to get out. Reap what you sow, that sort of thing. Another thing is I love the sport of wrestling, you know, like I don't live for it. You know, when I was a freshman in college, if I lost, like I would go out and like get hammered because I would be so depressed, so upset, so like sad with myself. I would like it was just bad. It was a bad atmosphere. I lived for wrestling. Now, I mean, I would say like ACC finals, hats off to Camacho, he wrestled a great match. Kicked my butt, whatever. Like I think that personally that was one of the worst matches of my career. And you know, I got up the next day and I was fine. I worked super hard that week. Sucks that Corona got canceled, but if I was freshman Jack and I still idolized wrestling, I would have been pouty all week, sad, whatever. But instead, I was super focused, super excited to be there because it was just it was a growing pain, you know. It's just another chance to get better, and I appreciate the losses like that, you know. Instead of being upset like why am I not the best? I worked so hard. I appreciate the losses like the RBY match, you know, because it's just another thing I can work on. It's another thing I can do to strive towards my goal of being an Olympic champ, being a world champ, being a great role model for people so they don't end up like I was freshman year, you know, because I was so depressed. I was in a depression for like a year after that. You know, it took the round of 12 loss to bring me out of it and be like, oh, like wrestling's not everything. Like it's not my heart and soul. And so I put my value in something else, but now it freed me up to be a better wrestler because there was no pressure on me. Like, who cares? Go out and relax and hit stuff that you don't normally hit. You know, go drill stuff that you don't normally do. Because, dude, I'd have a problem in practice where I was like needing to score 1,000 points on a guy that I thought sucked. And if I didn't, or if I got taken down, oh, you better be ready because I'm throwing hands. I'm gonna fight you because I don't like you right now because I'm way better than you. You shouldn't be scoring on me. That was my mindset. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. Like, who am I to say that I'm better than someone just because I'm better at wrestling at them? It's crazy. I genuinely thought my value was higher, and I'm so much different. And I mean, I appreciate it just the way I am now because there's so much more joy in my life. There's so much more happiness, and I appreciate the losses rather than freaking dwell on them and be sad about them.
That's awesome, man. And obviously you've talked about all the mentors you've had all the way through Garland, and man, they've obviously shaped you well and helped you become the man you are. So, shout outs to them. Good job to them. And you mentioned throwing hands there a little bit when you get angry. Do you think we'll ever see you in the cage?
I don't know. Maybe one day if I still have the itch after I'm done wrestling. I mean, I'm a huge fan. I love watching it. Maybe I'll train and see if I like it. If I don't, then probably not. But if I do, yeah, I mean, I'm competitive. I'd like to say I'm pretty tough. Maybe one day.
Cool, man. Well, before we get into the 10 questions, man, what was it like going through 125s all those years, man? Looking at you'd walk up to a bracket and it'd be the best in the world in the bracket.
Yeah, I mean, 125 definitely. I feel like I missed kind of the tougher spots. No offense to the guys that were in my bracket, but like freshman year, it was kind of tough. Gilman was the 1 seed. Dance was the 2 seed. Who was the 3 seed? Soriano was the 3 seed. He dropped out of that bracket. And then DC, who won it that year. And then sophomore year, I bumped up to 33. And that was probably the toughest bracket I was in because it was Gross. The year Gross won it. It was Gross, Mincic, DeSanto was at the weight, Pletcher, Cade Brock. That was when Tariq Wilson went off. That bracket was loaded.
Wow.
So honestly, I went back down thinking like, hey, I can go down and just beat one guy. All I gotta do is beat Spencer Lee and I win. So I didn't think it was that tough, And then I think that mindset kind of bit me in the butt in my senior year because I was like, I just have to beat Spencer Lee. And then it was hard to get up for the matches like in the ACC. And that's when I lost because I just overlooked a guy that was pretty good. And, now I know not to overlook anyone, but it sucks that I didn't get like a chance to show myself at NCAAs,
Yeah. Well, I think that there's a lot of opportunity. We're going to see a lot more of Jack Mueller on the mat, and really excited. And just, I can't believe this platform gave me an opportunity to meet someone like you. And I got to meet Seth on your show and Jack, and I got to meet the young phenom Jude Swisher, and I got his partner coming on. I think is it this week or next week, and that'll be super cool. But man, just to meet somebody like yourself at your level, it's just an absolute honor. I had a purpose. I created the platform, and the people I've gotten to meet and learn from has just been incredible. So the sport that you're part of is really doing big things for kids out there, men, women, girls, boys, everyone. So just to get a chance to talk to you has been just a blessing, especially from New York City.
Yeah, it's awesome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. So totally cool. All right, man. So Dallas or Charlottesville?
Oh, don't do that to me. I got to go Dallas because if I say Charlottesville, people are going to say I don't like Texas, and that's just not true.
You don't
Texas
like
boyfriend.
All right. Funk roll or leg lace?
Oh, heck yeah, leg lace. I cannot stand. I was drilling with Shane Van Ness the other day. Freaking kept diving in my legs. I'm like, thank God I don't have to deal with this anymore. Please don't. This sucks, man.
Texas barbecue or Virginia barbecue?
Oh, Texas barbecue.
Without a doubt, right?
Without a doubt.
Waist roll or chest lock?
Oh, chest lock.
Drums, drums or flats?
Oh, flats.
Me too. I love them. All right, high C
good.
or foot sweep?
I mean, is it me hitting it or is it like a Steve Mocco foot sweep versus like, it depends on who's hitting it. Because a nice foot sweep is freaking, there ain't nothing like it, you know. If you get like a Helen foot sweep where they land like flat on their back, I think that's unstoppable. If I'm hitting it, it's a high C because my foot sweep ain't on their level.
Hey, so Big Jacob Hughley says, did you break Shane's leg?
No, it wasn't me. Someone commented that on Flow. They're like, does anyone else like understand that this was after Shane Van Ness wrestled with RBY Mueller and Seabass? Like, which one of you fools did it? And I was like, he was walking out whenever we wrestled. We walked out fine. So I don't know. If he did get hurt, he didn't say anything.
That's funny. I got it. White Spot or Citizen Burger?
Wow. Charlottesville stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Citizen Burger. Although a white spot can hit the spot sometime for sure.
I like it. Head and arm or suplex?
See, it's like if I'm hitting it, you know, if a Kamal Bay suplex, I'm taking that every time. But I don't know if I can hit a nice one. So if it's me, I'm hitting a head and arm.
Vita Nova or Lampo Pizza?
Oh, I've only been to Lampo, so I got to go Lampo.
It looked good.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
All right, last but not least, high C or foot sweep?
Wait, you already said that one.
Did I say that one already?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. What a dumbass I am. I wrote it down twice.
I'll go high C this time because I said foot sweep the other time.
What an idiot I am. That's awesome. Okay, well, I don't know why I did that, but I did it. But all right, let's go brisket or baby backs. I don't know.
Oh, brisket. Brisket's number one.
Hell yeah. Well, man, like I said, man, keep kicking life's ass, brother. And again, just an honor to talk to you. And I'm glad that to have you on the show. And thanks for coming on, man. I know you're walking through New York City, and it's just super dope to have you. So
yeah, thanks for having me.
Much appreciative. And
yeah.
anybody you know that would be good for the show, please refer them, and let's get them on.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Enjoy your day. I'd say have a hot dog or something, but I'm guessing the hot dog stands aren't out anymore.
Yeah. All right.
See you, brother.
I'll think about it. I got to work on my diet because the senior nationals coming up.
Oh, yeah. Don't be hitting that Five Guys.
It's actually been 4 years since I've had Five Guys. I don't think I've gotten it since.
Because every time you walk in, you can see Garland looking at you.
Yeah. Five Guys, if you're listening to this, Steve Garland's the reason why your number one customer is not come back.
Yeah. Hey, Five Guys going to call you and be like, yo, we're ready to be your sponsor. You'll be walking out with a Five Guys shirt on with Garland in the background like this.
Yeah, that's how it would, with some sushi falling out of his mouth.
Yeah, like a fucking piece of salmon or some shit. All right, brother, man, you take it easy. Be safe out there.
All right, see ya.